Good evening, everyone. Tonight, on Lost Works of the Forgotten Masters, we present for your listening displeasure The Thing That Came from the Toilet. Commissioned in 1973 by the Public Works Commission of Newark, New Jersey, it was broadcast once, then thankfully discarded in a nearby trash receptacle. When it first aired, one critic called it an unforgettably pungent experience. It was said to have left a stain on the speakers of anyone tuned in during the broadcast. Of its author we know nothing, only that he died drunk in a brothel somewhere in New Orleans. Mercifully, he left no other works to remind us of him. Some scholars believe the work is thematically groping in some pathetic way for the estrangement of the individual from the American dream. Others feel it's trying to talk about the decline of hygiene in Western civilization. In any case, the question remains, why would anyone labor over such a devastatingly lame play? The answer inevitably lies within the work itself, which we present to you now in all its vapid glory.
Struggle their way back into the locker room. Truly, pound for pound, great champion. Absolutely. Let's join Leslie Harker down in the locker room with the champions. Go ahead, Leslie.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a very pungent, unsettling odor coming from the Oh, dear God! What is that thing?
How's that, Manny?
Hey, Manny, how's that reed job going?
Pretty good. Is that you, Jack?
Hey, where the hell are you guys? My light went out.
Over here. Just follow the sound of my voice.
Oh, how's it going?
Well, not bad. Manny?
I just came down to tell you that the mayor's task force is coming down in about an hour.
What for?
You mean you haven't heard?
Heard what?
Somebody killed a championship team over at the stadium.
just
They think it was some radical French group. I don't know.
What's that got to do with us?
Well, they think they got into the sewer. You haven't seen anybody down here, have you?
No.
No, we ain't seen nobody.
A couple of boys thought they saw something in the J section. You know, over by the 12th precinct a little while
Hey,
ago.
the whole championship team, huh?
Yeah, hard to believe.
Well, it just goes to show you anything's possible in this world today.
Well,
Right.
I gotta check the rest of the line. Report anything suspicious as soon as you see it, will you?
Yeah,
Sure.
sure, of course.
Yeah, well, I'll
Yeah.
see you later.
All
see
right,
you,
see you
Jack.
later, Jack.
Jeez, you think some of them terrorists are still down here?
I doubt it.
Yeah, well, yeah, they probably took off down 69th or something. Yeah, what do you think?
That would have been the smart way to go.
Yeah, down 69th. They must, yeah.
Look, you better finish the reaming if we're going to make it out of here before quitting time.
Yeah, well, what a shame. About the team, I mean.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm a Raider fan myself.
What was that?
It sounded like Jack.
Well, you think he's all right?
I hope it wasn't one of them gators.
We better go check.
Let's go.
Yeah, come on.
So next time you're freshening up, remember me, the little man in your toilet bowl, and use tidy flush.
Honey, we ought to get some of that stuff. The bathroom's been smelling a little ripe lately.
Well, dear, if you'd stop eating at the burger stand.
Daddy, something's coming out of the toilet.
You know your father does not like to be bothered when he's watching sports on TV.
But, Mommy, there's weird noises coming from the toilet.
Please don't bother your father, Poopsie. Go and play with your brother Sigmund.
But, Mommy, Sigmund and I were playing with our friend from the toilet.
That's nice, dear.
What the hell's wrong with the TV?
With our friend, Mr. Flush, and it was lots and lots of fun, but now he won't go down.
Sweetheart, do we have any more of those fudgies?
How many times have I told you not to play in the bathroom? It's not healthy. You'll break your neck. Isn't that right, dear?
Oh, lose an eye.
But, Mommy, I'm worried about Sigmund. Mr. Flush took him away and won't give him back.
What the hell was that?
That's what I've been trying to tell you. Sigmund and I were playing with Mr. Flush.
Honey, could you turn it up? I can't hear a thing.
But, Daddy, I'm afraid to go in there. I gotta take
Go ahead. What's stopping you?
Sigmund and I were playing with the toilet, and Mr. Flush ate all our toys, and I'm afraid he's gonna
Dear,
eat
could you
me
pass
too.
me another fudgie,
But,
please?
Daddy, you're not listening. Our friend the monster is coming out of the toilet, and he's bigger than I thought.
Oh,
Dick, will you please go see what's happening in the bathroom?
but sweetheart, I think they're about to show the catch.
All right. I'll do it myself.
beer on your way back?
I believe there was a penalty marker on the
Honey,
play.
what are you doing?
15-yard
playing with
penalty
the
for
kids and
San
come out
Francisco.
here.
Chuck Biscuit put them back in the game.
Mr. Flesh just swallowed
It's really a
Poopsie.
turnaround
Who
in
did
the
what?
game.
The
definitely feel
thing
that they do have a
Poopsie
chance
was
in this
talking
fight.
about,
Well,
it's
Honey, what's wrong?
that
right now,
thing. It just
on the
took
20-yard
our
line.
children.
I think we might be going too
Are you
far.
just gonna sit there?
What do you think, Chuck?
Do
Well, I
something
think
for God's
Oh, God!
sake.
What's that horrible smell? You stay here. I'm going next door. Jim's a plumber. He'll know what to do.
You can't leave me here. Oh, God. It's coming into the living room.
What is that thing?
Kill it, Dick. Kill it.
Go next door and get Jim. Go on.
I love you.
Hurry up. I don't know how much longer I can keep it back.
That's the way we found them, Chief. Strewn all over the locker room like this. It's really a tragedy.
Sure is. I had tickets for the championship in New Orleans.
Yeah, they won't be going to any championship now. Are there any survivors?
Just one, Chief. Leslie Harker. You know, the woman who does all the sports commentary on TV.
How's she doing?
Not so good, Chief. Take a look at her.
What do you make of it, Chief?
Looks like a bag of crushed strawberries. They've been sitting in a compost pile. Yes, sir. Reminds me of the time when we found all them puppies squashed under that bulldozer.
There ought to be a law against keeping keys in them dozers.
Yep, she looks like a pulverized maraschino cherry, stuffed in a maggot-filled watermelon. A lump of hamburger mixed in a blender at high speed, then left out in the sun to putrefy like black bile spewed out of a fresh brain hemorrhage.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Why hasn't someone gotten this woman to a hospital?
Too much confusion, Chief. First the championship team and then the whole stadium crowd. It's taken this much time to sort out who was who and what was what.
Any cops hurt?
Yes, sir. Milner, Friday, Kowalski, Reynolds, and Simpson.
Simpson was
Hey, Chief, give us a statement, huh?
At approximately 8:05, we found the entire San Francisco championship team splattered all over the locker room like so many overripe tomatoes. We're assuming that the bodies lying within and around the stadium were killed by the same madman, as you might say, who may or may not be part of an organized crime network.
Chief, could you be more explicit, Chief? Did the bodies resemble beefsteak tomatoes or early wonder?
Now, I don't want to indulge in cheap analogies, but if I didn't know better, I'd say the bodies, if you still want to call them that, were more reminiscent of cranberry cocktail mixed in a bowl of uncooked fish.
I am gonna be sick.
Hey, about an hour ago, your precinct got a call from the other side of the city. Apparently a guy named, let me see here. Oh, yes, a guy named Jim Rock called and reported something.
Yes, son, spit it
Well,
out.
sir, based on a pretty sketchy report on your own precinct, I was given to understand it was something, something smelly.
No comment. No comment. Leonard, get these people out of here. And get that woman to a hospital, for God's sake. She looks like a...
Oh, please, Chief. The guys are getting a little queasy.
All right. If you need me, I'll be back at the precinct.
Jim, you gotta come over. Poopsie's been... Sigmund, the thing from the toilet. Oh, Jesus. Just grab the biggest plunger you've got.
Hi, Daisy. Come in, sit down. Honey, Daisy's here.
No, you don't understand, Jim. There's something coming out of the toilet. It's... Oh, Jim, it's hideous. Hurry, please, hurry.
Jim, where are you going?
It's trouble, honey. I gotta go.
You need your rubber boots.
Thanks, honey. You're a real doll. Lock the door and don't let anybody in but me.
Okay.
Jim, thank God you came.
What seems to be the
Something, I think, it was big, Jim. It was
Slow
real
down,
big.
slow down.
It
Get
was
a grip on
huge.
yourself.
It came out of the toilet. I beat it back. Oh, God, honey, it ain't the kids.
Where is it now? Whatever it was, it must have been weeks old.
You mean...
Yes, it may have been in the pipes for months.
Months?
Honey, what have you been cleaning the toilet bowl with?
I don't think that makes any difference, Dick. This has nothing to do with sanitation. It's deeper than that.
What do you make of those sounds, Jim?
I've only had one other case like this. It was during the war.
That smell. That horrible smell.
Honey, get us some coffee, will you?
Dick, do you have a plunger?
Yeah, I think I do.
Honey, bring a plunger in with you, will you?
Jim, do you take cream?
No, black.
I want to try an experiment.
Here's the plunger.
Just what I thought. Acid base. Give me the coffee.
What are you gonna do?
Is the coffee that bad, Jim?
Honey, I told you to switch brands.
Quiet.
You've killed it.
Not quite. I think it's only stung.
Oh, God. That thing could come back at any time.
Dick, I think it would be a good idea if you and Daisy stayed at our place for a few days.
Go get some clothes, honey.
Daisy, do you have any more coffee?
No, that was the last of it.
You two stay here. I'll be right back. Keep an eye on the toilet, Dick. At the first sign of trouble...
Jim, please, hurry.
I'll be back as soon as I can. Dick, we've got to stop this thing now, before it stops us.
I think we should call the police.
I'll have Betty call the health department. Just stay calm, relax. Everything's going to be all right.
Jim, where do you think it came from?
It comes from you and me, Dick. It lives inside us. It creeps up from the pipes of that which is lost, forgotten, waiting. Waiting for us to turn our backs. Then one day, we wake up and it's there.
Oh, no.
We should have known. Man's worst enemy has always been himself.
Oh, God, that's creepy, Jim.
Subconscious denial is always creepy, Dick. I'll be right back with my Roto-Rooter.
Now, let me get this straight. You heard these terrible noises at your next-door neighbor's house. Left him for only a minute, and then when you came back, you saw...
Chief! We've gone over this 50 times already. It's making me sick just repeating it.
Well, think of it for the sake of art. You see, I'm in the middle of writing this novel.
Listen! My friend Dick is dead. His wife Daisy is dead. Both of their kids, dead. This city could be in great danger.
No, quite right, quite right. Now, what were you saying? Oh, yeah. You were telling me about the bodies. Now, did they look like they'd been mashed down with a giant spatula, or did they more resemble plum vomit?
I haven't told you anything about the bodies. Now listen to me. You've got to do something before it's too late.
Now, calm down, Jim. Calm down.
I'm a sane man. You've got to believe what I'm telling you.
I'm sorry. My mind's been... Well, I can't stop thinking about what happened at the stadium earlier tonight. I just can't seem to concentrate. A friend of mine, well, it was awful. I don't really know how to describe it.
What happened at the stadium tonight?
Somebody went in and murdered the championship team and all the fans. I still can't believe it happened. I'm trying to incorporate it into my novel.
Chief, was there a trail or a stain at the stadium?
What do you mean?
Sort of like snail slime. You know, the stuff that's kind of sticky. It's real slippery when you smush it around in your fingers.
Why, yes. I hadn't quite looked at it that way earlier, but by God, that's exactly what was covering the floor. It was mixed up with all that thick, sticky blood and brain matter. I didn't get a chance to examine it more closely.
Hey, Chief! Chief, there's something coming out of one of the stalls in the men's john. I ain't really sure, but I think it just ain't heroin.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Oh, God, look at the thing. God, Chief, it's coming down. Oh, get the thing out away from it. What is it?
Now we listen to what I have to say.
I'm already one step ahead of you. Whatever killed your friends is the same thing terrorizing this precinct.
Chief! Chief, it just went out the door. What should I do?
Stay calm. Call the National Guard.
Guns are no good, Chief. Oh, that smell, dear God, that smell.
Hello? Get me the mayor. Hi, Barney. Yes. I know it's on the loose. Yes. I didn't realize it's consuming everything in its path. Huh? No, I didn't know that.
What is it?
Seems a bunch of people in the country have mysteriously disappeared.
Good God, it's transcended the sewage system.
Well, yeah, Barney, I'm kind of lost to know what to do. You got any suggestions? Well, hey, look here, Barney. Well, I don't really see how sticking a pole up my... Well, Barney, I really don't see how that's going to make the city a safer place to live. I'll get on it. I'll do what I can. Now, he really sounds worried.
Chief, I think we can stop it. Just give me 10 men, diagrams of the city's sewage system, and coffee.
Coffee?
Just a hunch, Chief. How's your wife's coffee?
Terrible. Awful. That woman hasn't learned to make coffee in 22 years. Tastes like you could float a horseshoe in it.
We'll stop at your place. Let's go.
Another cup?
No, thanks. I'll need it for the thing.
Well, I can't drink it. I've had a urinary problem ever since I met Clara. By the way, what's all the coffee for?
The only thing I've found that can repel the thing is strong, black coffee.
You think this coffee might do the trick, huh? Sure has done a number on me. I just hope it's bad enough to take care of that thing, whatever it is.
Oh! The stretcher!
Mother! Thank God you arrived, Chief. The thing's been here about 10 minutes.
What's that smell? Smells like patchouli oil.
What?
What's that smell? It smells like patchouli oil.
Oh, that's from the giant deodorizers some hippies down in Greenwich Village donated. We got the place surrounded with them.
Good work, Kenny.
Really is a mess down here, Chief. We got here about 5 minutes after the thing took over.
Hey, Chief, doesn't it ever bother you? I mean, don't you ever get tired of all the blood and guts?
I'm paid to disregard pain. Like when I look over at that delicatessen and see all them bits and pieces of flesh encrusted all over the window that looks like little pieces of pickled biscuits and
Chief, please, I'm sick as it is.
Sorry, I'm running out of metaphors. What do you want me to do with the coffee, Jim?
Chief, the thing's climbing up the wall. It looks like it's headed to the top of that building across the street.
Hey, Chief, I think it's slowing down. It looks like it's...
It looks like it's what?
Well, Chief, it looks like it's tired.
The time is now, Chief. You can get some of this coffee up to those choppers and fly in low and spray the thing. It might just fall off.
Can he get this coffee up to one of those choppers? Tell the pilot to spray around the thing.
Right, Chief. I'll take the elevator.
I think we got it now.
I wouldn't be so sure.
What do you mean?
It'll be back, again and again. If only people would treat the John like they treat the rest of the house. But no, they won't. They see it only as a dirty tool of necessity. They try to hide it away until it turns on them like it has tonight. No, Chief. I'm afraid it will only get worse.
It's starting to weaken! Oh, God, it's oozing! Oh, dear God!
They killed my family!
It's falling off the roof! Back out! Oh, I think it's headed for the police car! Hey, Chief, get out of the car! Chief, it's falling right where you're sitting! Chief, get out of the car! Chief!
Wonder what all that racket.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they cornered that terrorist group.
Could be.
You want to climb up and take a peek through the manhole cover?
Nah, let's just go home.
Hey, Mo, look at that.
What?
Well, there's a bunch of gunk coming through the manhole cover.
What is it?
Well, looks like the same junk we've been seeing all over the walls all day.
Smells like coffee.
Yeah, it does. You think we ought to take some of it up to the lab?
Nah.
Why not?
Hey, don't touch that stuff.
Well, how come?
You don't know where it's been.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Let's just go home.
Yeah, you're right. Let's call it a day. Hey, too bad about Jack, huh?
Well, you never know when one of them gators.
Goes to show you gotta be careful.
Never know what's gonna be around the next corner, huh?
Well, there you have it. An unbearably vapid work by an eminently forgettable sociopath. Of all the works in the 20th century, this one was perhaps the grungiest. If there is a message, it invariably rests in the sad truth that people will do almost anything for money. Sadder still is the fact that no one was even paid for participating in these productions, and therein lies the irony. If you still have it in your heart, have a pleasant evening. Stay tuned now, for You Weren't There.
Hello, and welcome to You Weren't There, the show that takes you to historical places where you weren't. Tonight, we take you to Gettysburg, where you weren't there.
Oh, there you are, Mr. President. Mr. President, over this way. Yes, just follow the sign of my voice.
You're looking very fit this afternoon, Mr. President. Oh, and Mary, what a wonderful dress. What a wonderful
I'm afraid
dress.
we haven't had time to clean up all the dead and wounded off the battlefield, Mr. President. Unfortunately, there's still a number of wounded still being attended to.
Good crowd, though, sir. I expect you've written something with gusto.
Will you be needing some water, Mr. President?
Do you have some salsa water?
I'm sure we do. I'll just be a minute.
Do you have the speech of Mary?
I thought you gave it to your aide. What's his name?
Mark, I believe it is. Yes, he reminded me this morning. His name was Mark.
Is he here, Mr. President?
He's so here.
Your aide.
I haven't seen him. Mary.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
Mary.
right here, honey.
Have you seen Mark?
No, I think he's waiting back at the train.
Mr. President, I don't mean to rush you, but a number of the men, including the wounded, are waiting in anticipation for your speech.
Yes, we've asked the Red Cross to bandage as quietly as possible so as not to interrupt your words.
There's been a great tragedy on these fields, Mr. President. Everyone is expecting something forceful and powerful. Something to reinstill a sense of meaning and a purpose into our hearts.
Are you sure I gave it to, what's his name?
Mark.
Are you sure I gave it to, Mark?
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's in my purse.
Mr. President, you dropped this! Mr. President, oh, there he comes now.
Oh, he's so conscientious.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Here's your speech,
Thank
Mr.
you.
President.
Thank
You left it back on the train. Mark.
God bless you, Mr. President. Thank you. What's his name? Mark. Thank you, Mark.
Mr. President, are you about ready to begin?
I believe so. Mary.
Yes,
Mr. President,
Would you
the
please
podium
accompany me
is
this
this way. The podium is this way.
Sir, here's
Yes,
your
that's
seltzer
right.
water. Is there anything else you wanted?
No, I believe I have everything. You might want to tell those reporters there in the back that the speech is rather lengthy and that it's only a first draft, so you have to bear with me.
Did you bring your spectacles, honey?
Yes, dear.
Would you like me to introduce you, Mr. President?
Well, I had hoped most of them knew who I was.
No, sir. I meant formally.
Oh, yes, indeed.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Fourscore and 7 years ago. Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation.
Oh, no. Shall I have someone retrieve that speech, Mr. President?
It looks as though it's a little late
Could you
for
pass
that.
those papers up here? Yes, we're going to try to get the President's speech back.
Well, I appreciate
Perhaps
it.
we could hold off until I can return with another copy of the speech, Mr. President.
It was the only one he had.
Yeah,
God,
it was such a shame. It was my best. No matter. I think I can remember the gist of it. I'll just continue as I was. Our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty. Conceived in what? Liberty! And dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Should I have that gentleman removed, Mr. President?
Please. Now we are engaged in a civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come. to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who have gave their lives so that the nation might live. It's altogether fitting and proper that we do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract.
That doesn't make any sense!
The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget the unfinished things we have left here unfinished. Now, therefore, I, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons or any of them in effort they may actually make the actual freedom.
Hey, that's the Emancipation Proclamation!
Oh!
Would you like to take a minute to recollect your thoughts, Mr. President?
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Don't be so nervous, dear.
That from those honored dead, we take increased devotion to that cause which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have croaked in vain. Croaked. That this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom. And that government for the people, by the people, of the people, and in spite of the people, shall not perish from this place. Earth! Of the people, by the people. What the devil with the last part?
It doesn't quite matter, Mr. President. Your words were quite stirring.
Can we go now,
Of
dear?
course, of the people, by the people. Damn it, what was the last part? The last people.
It doesn't matter, dear. I don't think half of them were listening anyway.
This
Come on, let's go. No, over here,
that
honey.
way, oh.